सेविनो कृपण दुरजना चपल सुखल भला घेरे अभय चरणार विंदरे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणार विंदरे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजन एथे कियाचे परतीति यौवन पुत्र परिजन एथे कियाचे परतीति रे कमल ढल जल जीवन ठल मल कमल जल जीवन ठल मल भजहु हरि पद नीति रे अभय चरणार विंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणार विंद रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदन पाद सेवन दास्य रे पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन पूजन सखी जन आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे गोविंद दास अभिलाष रे अभय चरणार विंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणार विंद रे भजहु रे मन श्री नंद नंदन अभय चरणार विंद रे अभय चरणार विंद रे अभय चरणार विंद रे अभय चरणार विंद रे Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Lakshmikant Prabhu, for this wonderful meditative Kirtan. Prabhu, is it okay? You can continue the Hare Krishna Kirtan for another 5 minutes or so. Mar23 is yet to join.
Sure.
You can continue the Kirtan, Prabhu.
Sure.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Nama Om Vishnu Padhaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisena Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Govinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lakshmikant Prabhu.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mreshwar Mataji. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lakshmikant Prabhu, for the wonderful bhajan and kirtan. So we have now Her Grace Mreshwar Mataji has joined. So we'll ask Mataji to take over from here. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much, Lakshmikant Prabhu and Rasaraj Prabhu. Thank you. So we will start. We'll sing Jayananda Madhav and then we will do the okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodhanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodhanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodhanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Panchatattva 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 Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Shila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Shri Shri Radha Madhava Saki Vrinda Ki Jai Panchatattva Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Gauranga Hari Bol So Hare Krishna to all the devotees assembled here. Welcome to the Chaitanya Charitamrita session. And so we will now get into the topic for today. I'll share the screen.
Hare Krishna Mataji, we are hearing a slight echo.
Oh, just a moment. Let me check. Is it okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, share the screen. Yeah. Last week we did it to verse 35. So we will continue from verse 36. And this is chapter 21, the opulence and sweetness of Lord Shri Krishna. We will read a verse and then we will go forward. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So the verse which just from this verse onwards we'll be reading today. So reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 21 verse 36. Brahma Vishnu Hara He Shishyadi Ishvara Tine Ajnakari Krishnera Krishna Adishvara Brahma Vishnu Hara E Shishyadi Ishvara Tine Ajnakari Krishnera Krishna Adishvara Brahma Vishnu Hara E Shishyadi Ishvara Tine Ajnakari Krishnera Krishna Adishvara. Anyone would like to repeat?
Brahma Vishnu Hare Shadishwara Tine Jakari Krishna Hare Krishna Adishwara.
Hare Krishna, anyone would like to?
Yes, Mother. Brahma Vishnu Hara Shrista Yadi Ishvara Tine Ajnakari Krishna Re Krishna Adish Ishvara.
Haribol. Yes, thank you. One more.
Brahma Vishnu Hare Satradishwara Tine Agyakari Krishnera Krishna Adishwara.
Jai Haribol. Thank you, Prabhu. Brahma, Lord Brahma, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, Hara and Lord Shiva, they, Shishti Adishwara, the masters of material creation, maintenance and dissolution. Tine, all three of them. Ajnakari, order carriers, Krishnera of Lord Krishna, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Adi Ishvara, their master. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The primary predominating deities of this material creation are Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Nonetheless, they simply carry out the orders of Lord Krishna, who is master of them all. Okay. So, Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurum Lalitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhisham Sapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utapatakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sagagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Mande Shri Guram Denatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay. So basically, we see in this earlier verse, let me go back, Adi Ishvara. So, Traya Adi Ishvara. For Krishna is the supreme controller, is understood, in three different ways. or in a 3 different levels. So let's see how it is. So here, Krishna is the master of all the guna avatars. I think in a few sessions back, little technical, but we will try to understand. A few sessions back, we were reading about the different avatars, like the different categories of avatars. Guna avatar, Purusha avatar, Leela avatar, Manmantra avatar, right? So Satyavesha avatar. So we read different categories of avatars. So here we see the Guna avatar. Guna avatar means who is the controller. There are 3 gunas, as we know: Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. The mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. And each guna or each mode has a predominating deity. The deity is in charge of that particular mode. Not that the deity is affected by that mode, but they are like the in charge. So, we see that for the mode of goodness, the predominating deity is Lord Vishnu. And for the mode of passion, it is Brahmaji. And for the mode of ignorance, the controlling deity is Lord Shiva. And that is the Guna avatars. So the Guna avatars are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. They are the Guna avatars. And it is mentioned here how the Lord Krishna is the master of the Guna avatars. So here we see that Brahmaji, he generally, so this understanding of this, the master of, the master of the 3, we see the master of everyone, is that, this is like general understanding. The general understanding is people generally talk about Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So when we see that, so one is, in charge of creation, one for maintenance, and one for annihilation. So that's what in general we discuss. So, but we see that it is mentioned, Brahmaji is mentioning here, following the will of the Supreme Personality of God. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Following the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I create, Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself in the form of Shiro the Kashai Vishnu maintains all the affairs of material nature. Thus, the supreme controller of the 3 modes of material nature is Lord Vishnu. So Brahma himself is saying, though I am doing this, because still Brahmaji is a secondary creator. Because everything originally comes from Krishna himself. As as we saw Mahavishnu, Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu, Shiro the Kashai Vishnu. So the original creation is, emanates or manifests from the Vishnu, and the secondary creator is Brahmaji. So Brahmaji is telling, though we all are doing different things, but the original person is Lord Vishnu or Krishna. That is the point he's mentioning here. So in that way, Krishna is the Lord of the 3 Guna avatars. So this is one understanding. Then we see that, so this word, Trayadisha, so please, try to, little more, we have to listen carefully this one because it's technical. Trayadisha means 3 Adishwara. So he is the Lord of 3. What are the 3? First one is he's the Lord of 3 Guna avatars. Second one is he's Lord of 3 Purusha avatars. Then if you go a little deep, he's the Lord of 3 Dhammas. So, and then when we go a little more deep, there is also a 4th understanding, but let's understand this 3. So he's a Lord of the 3 Purusha Guna avatars, that is Brahmaji, Vishnu, and Shiva. And then he's a Lord of Purusha avatars. Who is a Purusha avatar? The 3 Purusha avatars are Mahavishnu, Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu, and Shiro the Kashai Vishnu. Here you can see highlighted in the red, Mahavishnu, but second one is Padmanabha, because we discussed also earlier, Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu is also called Padmanabha. Why? Because from Garbhoda Kashai Vishnu's navel only Lord Brahma comes. Lord Brahma manifests from the navel of the lotus, which has arisen from the navel of Garbhodakashai Vishnu. That's why it's also called Hiranya Garbha. And Padmanabha, because lotus navel. So we said that Kunti Devi offers the prayers. Nama Pangaja Nabhaya. That's why Padmanabha. Very beautiful Padmanabha temple is there in Trivandrum. Anyone has been there before here? Very beautiful temple, Shri Padmanabha Swami temple. Oh, Priya Mataji, very nice. Yeah, Anuradha Mataji has been, Kartik Prabhu. Yeah, very, very beautiful deity in a lying posture, very, very beautiful. And, very recently what they have done is when they were actually doing the Lord, when they were doing Abhishek and, they found later when they were massaging the Lord and doing the Abhishek, and then they found that the deity was actually black in color earlier. I've been before, but I didn't go afterwards. But before, the deity was completely black. But then now if you see, the deity is completely golden in color. Very beautiful deity. And in fact, Yamunacharya, the spiritual master of Shripad Ramanujacharya, he has also gone to, the Padmanabha Swami temple, and he has actually glorified the Lord so wonderfully. There are 3 gates, through which you see the Lord. And, one gate you can see his beautiful lotus feet. And through one gate, you see his beautiful Nabi, the navel. And through the other gate, you see the beautiful lotus face of the Lord. And Yamunacharya very humbly, see how the great spiritual masters, the great acharyas, their heart. So he went all the way, from Tamil Nadu to Kerala, all the way. Those days, everyone were walking only. So he went there and then he looked at the beautiful form of the Lord. First, you have to see the lotus feet. Generally, that's the etiquette. We first see the feet of the Lord and then you go up and then see the lotus face. So when Shri Yamunacharya, he was looking at the beautiful lotus feet of the Lord, he's saying, and he's glorifying the Lord, and he's saying, what is the qualification I got, to see the beautiful face of the Lord? Only Lakshmi Devi has got that qualification, to see the beautiful face of the Lord. I do not deserve to, even look at his, take darshan of his beautiful lotus face. And he glorifies so much and he just sees the feet and he's coming back. So such is the humility and devotion of those great acharyas. So here we see Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashai Vishnu is also called Padmanabha. And as we know from Mahavishnu's body, and the pores, many, many universes, unlimited universes are manifesting, right? And in each of this universe, Padmanabha or Garbhodakashai Vishnu enters into each of this universe. And then Kshirodakashai Vishnu enters in each of these living entities in each of the universe as Paramatma, Super Soul. So the actual creation happens like that. And Krishna is the master of all 3 Purusha avatars. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashai Vishnu, Kshirodakashai Vishnu. So that's what is mentioned here. The Brahma, So Mahavishnu, Padmanabha, Zero are the super souls of all subtle and gross existence. They are nonetheless but plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of Krishna. Therefore, is the original personality of Godhead. So this is a second meaning or the middle meaning of this word Trayadisha. Okay. And then 3, he is the master of 3 Dhammas. What are the 3 Dhammas? The 3 Dhamma is mentioned here is that there is a internal abode, then there is an intermediate abode, and then there is a external abode. So the Lord's internal abode, or it's like we call it as Antapura, the internal abode, abode is Goloka Vrindavan, as we know, sometimes called as Goloka Vrindavan. And then the intermediate abode is called the Vaikuntha Dham or the Vishnu Loka. And then we have the external abode, that is the material universe, the material world. So that is the external abode. So the Lord Krishna is also the master of the three Dhamas, because Krishna is eternally residing in Goloka Vrindavan, the spiritual world. And there you can see all the associates of the Lord, like his parents, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, Mother Yashoda, all his friends, associates, everyone is there in Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan. And all the Sakhis, everyone are there in the internal Goloka Vrindavan. And in the, it is mentioned that the Vrindavan Dham, Goloka Vrindavan, is a very, very special, and it is very soft due to the mercy of the Supreme Lord. And what is very special about Vrindavan Dham, which we know where we can find it, that is the only place Madhurya Rasa is available, is present. Nowhere else Madhurya Rasa can be seen, because in Vaikuntha also it's more awe and reverence, the mood of servitude. You are the master, I'm your servant, you know. So if you go to any of the Vaikuntha lokas, the mood is all of awe and reverence, respect for the Lord. But in Goloka Vrindavan, there is intimacy. It is the more of a sweetness. There is a parental love. There is, the mood of friendship. And then it's also the Madhurya Rasa, which is considered as the topmost of all the mellows. That is only present in Goloka Vrindavana. So because of that, it is very, very opulent. And so then we see that people are completely, in bliss. There is no tinge of anxiety in Goloka Vrindavan. Of course, in Vaikuntha too, because in Vaikuntha means there is no anxiety, no misery. That is called Vaikuntha. Kunta means misery, Vaikuntha, no misery. So these are the abodes of the Lord. Whereas we see the material world. The material world is full of anxiety. Krishna says that this is a place of Dukkhalayam Asashvatam. It is a place of misery and it is temporary, Ashashvatam. Whereas the other two abodes are Shashvatam. That means it is eternal. But this is temporary. And the material world, this is also, it's like considered like a fort, like a prison house. Everyone is trapped inside, undergoing the various punishments for all that misdeeds what we have done earlier. So that's why, Durga, Durga means fort. So Durga Devi is a superintendent of this, this prison house of material world. That's why she's referred as the material mother of the living entities in the material world. Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati are considered as the material father and mother for the living entities in the material world. So we see that here it is a place, and what is Durga Devi doing? She is giving that punishment for according to the actions done by the various living entities. So that's why she has a Trishul. We see Trishul has got the three sharp edges. The three sharp edges refers to Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adidevik miseries. Adhyatmik means the miseries caused by one's own body and mind. Adibhautik means the miseries caused by other living entities. Adidevik is the miseries caused by nature. So in that way, Durga Devi is giving the due punishment for the conditioned souls who are here, in this material world. Just like this punishment, just like in a prison house, the punishments are given to the prisoners to refine them, to purify them, to make them realize their mistakes. Similarly, she is doing the job, here in this material world, so that the conditioned soul, is aware, comes to senses and realizes his mistakes and tries to understand that, oh, it's like I'm lost here. Actually, I'm an eternal, servant of the Lord. What am I doing here? That's why Krishna tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Devi hi esha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. Mam evaye prapatyante mayam etam tarantite. My divine energy is very difficult to overcome. nobody can actually, you know, can actually fight with Maya Devi. Very difficult, because generally she wins. The conditioned souls are so, have no material, have no strength, even material strength, spiritual, no material strength, no spiritual strength. So no one can fight against Maya Devi. Very, very difficult, because she will conquer everyone. She has all the potency given by the Lord, and she is deriving the potency from the Lord. That's why the Lord is saying she is my divine energy. Only one who is taking shelter of the Supreme Lord can only cross over it. Otherwise, we'll fall victim to Maya Devi. And that's what is happening, that we are completely under her grip. And life after life after life, she is keeping us here. In the sense, she's refining us, but we are, like kind of thinking, no, it's okay, I think things will get better, and I will keep going. I'll keep going. And I'll keep going it is a good attitude, but not in the mood of sense gratification. Just enjoy life. I don't care about what is future. So if we go on like that, Maya Devi will keep us here in this material forever. Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. So that is why it's very, very important that one takes shelter of the Supreme Lord. So then we can raise ourselves. Not only in this world we can be happy, but also when we go back to the spiritual world, which is a place full of bliss. Like Vaikuntha, no misery. You go further up, it is Goloka Vrindavan, full of bliss. So that's what. So Krishna is the master of the three dhammas. Doesn't matter, it is material world, and it is Vaikuntha, it is Goloka Vrindavana. At the end of the day, he is the master of all the three dhammas. But the living entity is put down in this material world because you want to enjoy separately. So that's why Krishna says, okay, go. I'm creating a world separately for you. Go and enjoy. And then when we come down to this material world and undergoing various sufferings, and the conditioned soul gradually realizes and then goes back to Godhead. So that's what happens here. So then, so Krishna, you see, the spiritual world is 3/4. The material world is only 1/4. So it is said that Ekapada Vibhuti and Tripada Vibhuti. Tripada Vibhuti means the spiritual world is actually, Krishna's the potency. The spiritual world actually is 3/4, and only the material world is 1/4. Even in the 1/4 of the material world, the Lord's glories and opulence and potency and its pastimes, we cannot describe it properly. What to speak about the 3/4 of that spiritual energy? It is very difficult to describe. So there is one pastime mentioned here, just like we saw last week, how Brahmaji got bewildered, by seeing Krishna playing with all his cowherd friends and having picnic. Brahmaji got bewildered, right? And he stole all the calves and the cowherd boys, and then later realized that, how Krishna is beautifully expanded into the cows and calves and the cowherd boys. And then he repented and he asked for forgiveness. There is another pastime, a similar pastime where Brahmaji again got into that kind of an illusion and then later realizes and then asks for forgiveness. So this happened when Krishna was in Dwaraka. When Krishna was in Dwaraka, he was a king. He took the role of a king, and he was in the palace. So Brahmaji, the Brahmaji of this universe, who has got the forehead, so this Chaturmukha Brahma, so he came. He wanted to go and see Krishna, so he came to the palace of Krishna. And then the doorman, asked. So he said that. So when he came there, the doorman went inside and told Krishna that Brahmaji has come. So Krishna wanted to teach a lesson. So he asked the doorman, go and ask which Brahma has come. So the doorman came back and asked Brahmaji, Krishna is asking which Brahma, though Krishna knows who has come. So the Brahma got bewildered. He said, any other Brahma there? And So he was a bit surprised, and then he went inside. When he went inside, he asked Krishna, that he wanted to discuss something, but anyway, but before that he said that, I have a question. So you asked me which Brahma, and then Krishna manifested, like we saw, there's so many Brahmas. I think it is there, yeah. Brahma, you can see here, so many different Brahmajis here with the different heads are here, So Brahma is asking, why did you inquire which Brahma had come to see you? What is the purpose of such an inquiry? Is there any other Brahma besides me within this universe? Upon hearing this, Sri Krishna smiled and immediately meditated. Unlimited Brahmas arrived instantly. These Brahmas had different number of heads. No one can count the number of faces they had. You can see in the picture also. There also arrived many, so many personalities came. Even Indra came. Indra have so many eyes, all over his body because of a curse, and then you see that all of them are folding, and when Krishna, oh Lord, you have shown me a great favor. I have been able to see your lotus feet. It is my great fortune that you have called me, thinking of me as your servant. Now let me know what your order is so that I may carry it on my heads. So that is the opulence of Krishna. Sometimes, because Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti Mamuda Manusham Tanumasham. When Krishna comes like a human-like form, then, people may mistake that he's also another human being, or he's a superhuman being. Krishna is not a human being. He's not a superhuman being, not a yogi. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because if you see, Bhagavad Gita also, there are more than 400 versions of Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes, when you go and ask people, have you got a copy of Bhagavad Gita? They may say, yes, I got a copy. But it's important for us to ask this question also, what version of Bhagavad Gita you got? The reason I'm saying this point is because many people have given commentaries, even though they were not qualified to give a commentary for Bhagavad Gita, like politicians giving commentary on Bhagavad Gita. There are versions of Bhagavad Gita where politicians have given commentary. Some ordinary human being who has no spiritual parampara or a disciplic succession, and they have given, commentary. If we read those kind of Bhagavad Gita, our understanding will be completely different. We will be misled completely. And our idea about Krishna will be completely wrong. We may think, because I have seen a couple of versions, and in that I've read one of the version, I got really surprised, because in that entire Gita, they have mentioned Krishna as a superhuman being. What a great mistake. What is the point of writing a Bhagavad Gita? The very word Bhagavad Gita, it means song of God. He's not human. The very first word, Bhagavad Gita, the title itself defeats the whole argument that he is not a human being. Then you are writing in the entire book, he is a superhuman being. How does it match? So that is why it is very, very important what version we are reading. We should ask this question. Is this person who is writing has a bona fide parampara, as a disciplic succession, as a spiritual, background? And, is it the words are, he's repeating the words of Sadhu and Shastra. If not, we are simply following something and then we may get misled. So that is why all this confusion. That's why Krishna himself is clarifying this in Bhagavad Gita. And in the scriptures also, there are many details given by which one can actually understand the Lord. So we see here, it is mentioned that this is the potency of Krishna. How he is the controller. He is the supreme controller of the three Dhammas. He is the supreme controller of the Guna avatars. He is the supreme controller of the Purusha avatars. And in that way, no one can measure the length and breadth of the 1/4 of my energy manifested in the material world. Who then can measure the 3/4 that is manifested in the spiritual world? So this pastime, it happened in Dwarka, which is actually, Dwarka is, of course, it is a transcendental holy abode. The holy places in the material world also, they are extension of the spiritual world. whether it is Vrindavan, the Mayapur Dham, Dwaraka, and everything. But we see that they are all here in this material world, what we are talking now. So if Krishna is saying, if one cannot measure the length and breadth of my 1/4 energy manifested in the material world, what to speak about the 3/4 of the that is manifested in the spiritual world? So that is an important point to understand. And between the spiritual world and the material world, in between there is a river called Viraja. So this Viraja river, actually it is this is a holy river. It is a river which is formed out of the perspiration coming from the body of the Supreme Lord. So this Viraja river actually, so one side of the Viraja river is a material world and the other side is the spiritual sky, which is the Vaikuntha planets, and then further up is the Goloka Vrindavan. So this is the potency and the opulence of the Lord. So that's why we need to take shelter of the scriptures. So when we read, see, so whatever we are now reading is not someone's concocted words. This all have reference from the scriptures, from the Vedic scriptures. So in that way, if we try to understand, then we will be able to appreciate, the glories, the opulences, and we can truly understand the Lord. But if you are not taking shelter of the Shastra or the bona fide disciplic succession, the sadhus and the gurus coming in the bona fide sampradaya, then it is very, very difficult to understand the Lord. And Krishna also says, I don't manifest, to the ignorant or the people, who have no devotion. Krishna doesn't manifest. He is not obligated either. Krishna only manifests to those who have devotion. So that is something very important. Like Dhruva Maharaj, he was a little boy, in an external point of view, he was just a 5-year-old boy, but he had that sincere devotion, to see the Lord. And he took the instruction from a bona fide personality, Narada Muni. So the Lord actually manifested. Within 6 months, Dhruva Maharaj, as a little boy, could see the Lord face to face. So it is possible, to have darshan of the Lord. It is possible to, the Lord is accessible. But from our side, we, how much devotion do we have, to see the Lord face to face? That is a question. So Krishna has got unlimited potencies. It is mentioned that the potencies of Krishna are just like an ocean of nectar. Since one cannot bathe within that ocean, I have only touched a drop of it. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling it's like a big ocean. In that big ocean, I have only touched a drop. So that is what is mentioned. This chapter has lot of many other things as well, which we will be describing later. That is a very beautiful one. Whole session we will be dedicating to Krishna's Madhurya. That means the sweetness of Lord Krishna's form. How Krishna is beautiful, is all wonderful qualities. All that, Mahaprabhu is actually describing all this to Krishna's beauty alone. So much is described. So this all we will cover in another session. Krishna's beauty, the sweetness of Krishna's body, face, and smile. Krishna's smile, so many glories about his beautiful smile we can see in the scriptures. So we will be seeing all that which Mahaprabhu has very wonderfully narrated and described to Sanatana Goswami. So all that we will be seeing in another session. So for today, we are just concluding here. And next week, because the Ramanavami is going to come the following week, Wednesday, Thursday, isn't it? 30th. So 30th March is Ramanavami. So that Monday, the earlier Monday, which is 27th, which is next week Monday, we will have a special session where we will all discuss about Lord Ram, and also there are many parallel pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Ramachandra. So next week's session would be more about those pastimes of Lord Ram and the parallels of parallel pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. We will see next week, and then we will continue this chapter, furthermore of this chapter in the following week, and that would end the chapter 21. But yeah, so it is bit, it may sound bit technical because of, it is all about the different coming to creation. All this are bit technical things, but we will be seeing the sweetness aspect of the Lord very shortly. So we will come to that. Of course, Sanatana Goswami and all liberated personalities, they can understand all these technical things in a very, very, they can relish everything. But I don't know how much we can relish. We are relishing. But anyway, it's good. We speak about it and we hear and we keep doing it. One day we will be able to relish. So that's for today. And then let's see the questions. Ranjan Nimai Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Mataji, I'm here.
You're there. Okay. So shall I go for it or?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. So we'll go ahead for the other questions. So question number one starts from here. Yes, Mataji, you can show the slide.
Yeah. Yes.
Just update it, Mataji. Just refresh it one time.
Oh,
maybe
okay.
like yeah. So
just
if you can,
one moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So devotee, the first question one is, what is the? Yes, Mataji. Just maximize.
Sorry. Yeah. Just one moment.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Yeah, okay. No problem, Mataji. So can you go to the slide number 2 first?
Okay.
Slide number 2. Yeah. Sorry.
Hmm.
So so the devotees have answered. So what is the name of the river divides between spiritual world and material world? The Sirja River, Virja River, Malini River, and Dvija. So that most of the devotees have got the correct answer. So it's the Virja River. And devotees who have given the correct answer, like Raj Narsimha Prabhu, Prema Shakti, Lakshmi Priya Mataji, and Anuradha Achyut Priya Mataji. Hari Bol. Mataji, you go to the first question now.
Yeah.
Stop. The second question starts from here. And 1 second. Yeah. So here, like, what is the 3 meaning of Trayadisha? So Mataji explained the different meanings of Trayadisha. So Mataji had given 3 meanings. It's like kind of subjective. So if devotees can answer, we'll have some 20 seconds for this. Yeah, 3 Lord, but the name of the Lord. Yeah, exactly. Just wait for 5 more seconds, then we go ahead. Exactly. So yeah, the Lord of Guna Avatar, the Lord of Purusha Avatar, and Lord of Dhamma Avatar. So Mata explained like Guna how Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and then Purusha Avatar like Karbodaksha, Vishnu, and different Vishnus, and Dhamma like Goloka, Vrindavan, and like Goloka, Vrindavan, and three Dham Mataji explained. So the devotees who have given the correct answers are Anuradha Mataji and Satya Devi Mataji and Karti Prabhu Mataji. Yeah. So now we'll move forward for the question number 3, Mataji. Please, could you please put that in? So this Mataji didn't discuss in the, but it's like out of box, you can say. So list of the dham where Krishna lives eternally. It's like a straightforward question. So I will just comment based on the Chaitanya Charitamrita where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. So it's these are all of the above. So Krishna eternally lives in Goloka, Mathura, and Dwarka. So the correct answer is 5th answer number 5. And the devotees who have given the correct answers are Thaningai Velu Mani Prabhu, yeah, and Hinal Prabhu, yeah. How can I just give the Mataji like option, none of the above? So just like one of the options. Yeah, so we'll proceed ahead for the question number 4 now. And the question 4 starts from here. Yes, Mataji, please. So why four-headed Brahma was astonished during Dwaraka visits? So the answers are by seeing opulence of Krishna, humble nature, Krishna's dress, Krishna's way of welcoming. So it's like just based on the story, we have to see like why Krishna was astonished, like the context on which it is being spoken. So it may sometime answers like correct all the answers, but like what context it has been represented during when Mataji was explaining. So it's like when Brahma visited Krishna. So in that context. So like four-headed Brahma get astonished like by seeing the opulence of Krishna, because he consider himself only as a one four-headed Brahma, but when he sees like four-headed, 10-headed, 20-headed, even 1,000 and 10,000 headed Brahma, he get like, just by seeing the opulence. So the correct answer is A. And the devotees have given the correct answer: Kushum Mataji, Sangeeta Mataji, and Prema Shakti Mataji. Hari Bol. So now the last question.
Can you kindly tell me who gave the answers, Prabhu, please?
Yes, Mataji, I'll repeat it again. So it's like Prema Shakti Mataji, Anuradha Mataji, and Kushum Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
I'm sorry, Mataji, just let me. So Prema Shakti Mataji and Kushum Mataji and Sangeeta Mataji.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So now we are just last question, and it's question 5 start from here. So how many types of opulences does Krishna have? And please mention the name of the opulence as well. So it's devotees can take some 30 seconds. Like there are names of also for the opulences. If devotees can take 30 seconds. So name of the opulence, like when we consider someone as a god, if they have this list of the opulences. So yeah, exactly, yes. So we'll wait for 10 more seconds, then we'll complete this. So I'm starting from the devotees where they will start typing the name of the opulences, because it's conclude the correct answer. So the devotees who have given the correct answer are Kushum Mataji. So is right. The total number of opulences are 6: name, fame, wealth, strength, knowledge, and renunciation. So Kushum Mataji and Karti Prabhu and Sangeeta Mataji. Haribol. Thank you so much, devotees, for participation.
Sorry, Prabhu, Kusum Mataji.
Yeah, I'll come again. So Kushum Mataji, Karti. So I think I don't know what exact name. Karti, Karthi. I think Kartik Prabhu. So Karthi, and third is Sangeeta Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
So I'm just putting the correct answer in case some devotees have. Yes, Mataji, we can go ahead for the announcement and for the.
Okay. Next, shall I go? Go to the next. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Yes, you can ask a question as well, this one.
Yeah, so as every week we do, so please explain any key point which you like most from the session today's on the Lord Krishna opulence, and sweetness. Maybe sweetness we will discuss in the next class, but mainly on the opulence and the story which Mataji has explained about the Lord Brahma and Tridisha and different avatars, and how Krishna is like supreme amongst all the demigods and different avatars. So if any devotees have any takeaway point, they can highlight here. Hare Krishna. So Thangi Velu Mani Prabhu as like Krishna is the source of all sources. Jai Haribol. Anuradha Mataji, humility and devotion of the great Acharya. And the first point, and second is explanation of Tridisha. So maybe all devotees should remember now Tridisha, meaning if someone told what is Tridisha, they can remember. Mataji actually explained with the picture, so it will like it goes memory for a longer time. Third, Karthik Prabhu has explained Yamuna Charya describing opulence of Padmanabha. Very nice.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, anyone want?
Yeah, it's just although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Mataji explained why he's the Supreme, still, he can easily give up on all of us. But he doesn't. He always makes a way out for us. And that is like the sweetness for us, sweetness of Lord Krishna. He's got everything. He doesn't need anything from any one of us, but he brings himself down for us so that we can, he makes a way out for us, because we are in a despicable position actually. But despite this, he makes a way out for us, especially Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by giving us the three, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, offering prasad, like eating prasadam and dancing for the Lord. It's just three things we have to do seriously. That's what touches me.
Jai Haribol, beautiful point, Mataji. Even just example, Mataji is explaining about the Bhagavad Gita, how Krishna became the charioteer. It's like taking the driver position. So from the top is coming down as a servant of the devotees. So very, very wonderful point, Mataji. I'll just highlight one or two devotees. So Yamini Mataji has mentioned he's the supreme personality of God, and Lalita Mataji, Krishna is supreme, and Prem Shakti Lakshmipriya Mataji, Krishna opulence inconceivable to our limited mind and knowledge. Therefore, it is wise for us to follow our Acharya and follow the path of devotion. And Karthik Prabhu, glories of Three Dhama, especially pastime of the Krishna Madhurya Rasa at Vrindavan. Hari Bol. So last Mataji, like only one announcement for this week. Saturday 26th, Ramanujacharya appearance day is there. Like if you move to the last slide, and anyway, Ram Navami is there for the 30th of March. But apart from that, yeah, Ramanujacharya appearance day is there on 26th.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And for the takeaway of all the devotees. Yes, as Mataji mentioned, we just spoke about the opulence a bit. The sweetness of Krishna, we will be hearing more in the following sessions, which is definitely going to be sweet. Because that's what touches the heart, many, touches the heart of many great personalities, many great devotees. So which we are going to see. And nice, Mataji, you brought the point. So we saw this announcement. But as I requested also, next Monday is going to be a session for Ramanavami. So where we will not only hear the glories and pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, plus also we'll see the parallel pastimes. Very interesting, with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So it'll be very nice. All the devotees can try to be there for this session, and also can let other devotees know. Yeah. So thank you. So let's, Vivek Prabhu has got any other announcements?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Haribol Prabhu.
Mataji, one question about the questions. Meaning it was not about something, but meaning how Brahma was astonished just by meaning initially by hearing the question of Krishna, or after seeing the opulence only he got meaning, because as soon as he heard why Krishna is asking that question, is it not that time he got astonished, or after seeing multiple Brahmas?
He got astonished that time also, because why Krishna is asking, but mainly he got completely bewildered after seeing there are so many Brahmas manifested, and that was the main thing. See, sometimes someone may ask a question, yeah, that actually puts why such a question? But actually, when he saw the opulence of the Lord, it completely bewildered him. Just like if you see the Brahma Vimohana Leela also, after when Brahmaji saw the same point, he again saw after that. First he saw that he has stolen everyone, but now everyone is there. All the caps are there, all the cows are there, all the cowherd boys are there, and he's wondering, oh, I have put them to deep sleep. How come they all are here? It's like a new batch of everyone. So that time he got little, bewildered, no doubt, but actually he got bewildered when he saw that when by the Krishna's potency, that each of them were having the four-hand form, and they were looking brilliant, and all are like Vishnu Murtis. That completely bewildered Brahmaji. So in a similar note, if you see here, when the question was asked, of course he was kind of bewildered, because such a question, why? Because I'm the only Brahma of this universe. But then actually he got completely stunned, seeing that when the Lord manifested his full opulence of bringing all the Brahmas there with so many thousands of heads, around him, and that actually made him completely stunned. So that's why we are taking that as a main point. Does it make sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yeah. Okay. So let's, any other announcements? Vivek Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanvat Pranam.
Yeah.
So, just I am asking regarding the Ram Navami festival service. So, I have published the list of volunteers and timing wise what is needed for that day. So, Dayal Chaitanya Prabhu mentioned us that different groups can come, so they have divided the multiple slots and all. So but the main thing is he needs the devotee on 2 days, one on the actual day and another on the actual
Ramanavami day and the earlier day.
Yeah. So earlier day. So as per he is saying that on 29th of March, Wednesday, he needs some service in kitchen service, like chopping the vegetables and kitchen cleaning and washing the pots. So that is on 29th March, Wednesday, which is preparation for the next day. And on actual Ram Navami day, which is Thursday, he needs multiple services, volunteers like Surak service, kitchen service, cleaning service, those kind of also kind of usering service. So those services are there. So it is working day, but you all helped in Gaur Purnima. Similarly, temple is expecting to come few devotees and help there in this major festival.
Yeah.
So this is one announcement, Mataji.
Yeah, wonderful, Prabhu. Yes, Ramanavami is such an amazing, sweet day, for all of us to, get an opportunity to do seva. Like Hanumanji was so eager to render service for Lord Ram. some service. He could not get any service. Finally, he took up a service, Whenever Lord Ram is yawning, he will actually make that sound. So like that, he was so enthusiastic. So that's the mood that these are the special days where we can actually render at least some service, and get the blessings of the Lord. So we can try our best that day. So thank you, Vivek Prabhu. So now we will see Lord Jagannath Darshan. Before that, winners for today.
Mataji,
yeah.
Another thing, like we have this monthly Sankirtan this Saturday.
Okay. Oh, where in Ilford?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
First, all the
So,
devotees join us with the temple devotees for the Sankirtan.
What timing, Prabhu?
I think Vivek Prabhu, if you can.
Yeah, it's from 11 o'clock, Mataji, 11 to 2.
Okay. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we also have a wonderful opportunity this coming Saturday. Every month, one day in a month. Basically, it is, I think, weekend, and so this Saturday, coming Saturday, from 11 o'clock, to 1 o'clock, we will have a wonderful Harinam Sankirtan and book distribution. And so the temple devotees from Soho, they are coming to give us that inspiration. So it's wonderful to do the service along with them. So many new people can get this opportunity, getting books and getting connected. It's so amazing. And, so please try to join. It's in the, Ilford Exchange Mall, right? That's where everyone meets.
Yeah, Ilford High Street.
Yeah, Ilford High Street. So please come. Anyone and everyone can come. So please do join for this wonderful service. Okay, thank you. And winners for today. So let's see. Oh, today we have Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji. In the first place, Gauranga. And second place, we have got Kusma Mataji. And third place, we have 3 devotees, Sangita Mataji, Kartik Prabhu, Anuradha Achyuta Priya Mataji. Maybe Mataji thought, okay, let's others also get some, she has very kindly given that space. Looks like. So let's say 3 big Haribols to all these devotees, and also all of them who have participated and have attended. You get a lot of blessings from Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Haribol!
Haribol!
Wonderful. So now let's see Lord Jagannath Darshan, and we will wind up today's session. Thank you so much for participating. And today's Chaitanya Charitamrita class. Yeah, okay.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Baldev, Jai Subhadra Maharani.
Jai Jagannath, Jai Baldev, Jai Subhadra, Jai Panchatattva ki Jai, Gauranga ki Jai,
Jai,
Prabhupada ki Jai,
Jai,
Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Thank you all for joining today, and we will see you next week. You all saw Jagannath Darshan nicely?
Yes, Mataji, thanks
Yes.
for the darshan.
Okay, thank you. See you next week. Hari
Thank you,
Bol.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Haribol.
Mataji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam to everyone. Thank you.